Oh, time. Time is massively different. Is that to build even a relationship, is that I would give a client at least 3, probably more sessions with just getting to know you, making you feel happy about being here, being okay, getting to know a little bit about you, making you feel safe. I guess that's why we offer a cup of tea, we have a relaxed atmosphere, because if you don't have, again, it's the social isolation and often mistrust, and that often they've been treated less than well, perhaps by professionals, that to give them a space where they actually feel safe. Well, I know I wouldn't just walk in and sit down and tell someone the terrible stuff that's going on in my life that I'm not really proud of. So why would they? But it does take extra time.
It's just about treating people with respect and working out what their communication needs are.
There's so many things that are abstractions that especially counsellors will take for granted. For example, talking about emotions, that's an abstraction. So you need to spend a lot of time concretising things, not assuming that people understand what you're saying, given that people are going to go, yes, I understand, and that could be masking, or yes, that's fine with me, and that could be compliance. The whole lot is so if you ask someone if they understand what the word, do you understand what confidentiality is? People, that's a really abstract concept, and people will probably say, they could say yes anyway, when just to be nice, to be compliant, and they actually don't.
So you have to concretise everything. You have to break it down. You have to be aware when someone doesn't understand you. You have to be on the lookout for that. And it's your job to be understood, not their job to understand you. So that's a key part of it.
Probably the best way to describe it is I ask people to imagine that the inside of their head is a whiteboard, and if we put words on the whiteboard, they just slide off. What we need to do is put pictures on the whiteboard so that a concept makes sense. So if you're trying to develop a concept around relationships, you actually have to use a visual form for it to make sense to this client group, because once they see it, it makes a lot more sense. It's why I use a lot of symbols and cards. I might use smaller words. I try very hard not to talk to our clients, to talk down to them, because when I first meet a client, I will say to them, there's going to be times when I use big words that you don't get. And it's okay to tell me you don't get these words, but I'm not going to talk to you any differently than I will to anybody else. And so I don't adjust a lot of what I say, but I am also very conscious that I need to speak concretely.
The long-term powerlessness that people live with when they have disability. They grow up in a society which expects them to fail. They grow up in a society which minimises their capacity and doesn't help them contribute, doesn't value their worth. So when something like this happens to them, it's a double whammy, if you like. I know that's not a professional term, but it is, of powerlessness. So even more importantly, it's important anyway, you need to be giving people as much choice as you can do that as possible.